Hello, or should I say konnichiwa? In this video I'm making Japanese stewed aubergine. I was inspired to make this after watching the Makanai cooking for the Maiko House. There's an episode where Kyo makes something similar for the household. She gives some to Sumire's dad and he takes one bite and starts crying. Maybe it was just really delicious, or maybe it was nostalgic and brought back some happy childhood memory. Anyway, this is my take on Japanese simmered or stewed aubergine or eggplant. For this recipe, you'll need rapeseed oil and toasted sesame oil, an aubergine of course, some dashi stock. I have an easy recipe for vegan dashi, so check that out. Some soy sauce, and some sake. Don't worry if you don't have any sake, it adds complexity and a rich umami, but this recipe will be delicious even without it. You'll also need some scallions and pickled ginger for the garnish. If you don't have scallions, you could try using chives or spring onions instead. Begin by mixing a small amount of rapeseed oil and toasted sesame oil together. Roughly equal quantities works well. Next, top and tail the aubergine and cut it in half lengthways. Rest the aubergine on the cut surfaces and cut lots of little lines into it like this. Then turn the aubergine around and make more cuts at an angle to the first row of cuts. This will help the flavours to soak into the aubergine and it will make it a lot easier to eat this dish with chopsticks. Brush the sesame and rapeseed oil into both sides of the aubergine. Those cuts you just made are really going to help the oil soak into the shiny side of the aubergine. Now cook your aubergine in a frying pan or a griddle pan until you get a good amount of colour on both sides. Meanwhile, in a large saucepan, add a small amount of dashi. The aubergines don't need to be fully covered, so only add enough liquid to simmer your aubergines in for up to an hour. Then add some soy sauce. I don't measure the soy sauce, but I taste the liquid to see how salty it is. It should have a similar saltiness to soup, so just add more soy sauce if it's not salty enough for your taste. If you're using sake, you can add a splash of that now. Place a lid on the saucepan to reduce evaporation, and bring it to a simmer next to your frying aubergine. Remember to turn your aubergine over once the first side has some good colour. Because I'm using a griddle pan, I'm going to rotate the aubergine to get a crisscross pattern on the cut side. Now it's time to move your aubergine into the dashi to simmer for 30 minutes to an hour with the lid on. Chop up your scallions and remove your aubergine from the dashi. You can now slice it up into bite-sized pieces and transfer it to your serving bowl. Garnish it with the delicious scallions and pickled ginger, and enjoy it. Take your time to appreciate the incredible aroma of the garnish and the dashi. Then savour the deliciously soft and umami-packed aubergines. So I hope you enjoy making this really delicious aubergine recipe. Remember that I've got a really easy recipe for vegan dashi, and I'm going to be uploading a recipe for Japanese pickled ginger, so make sure you check them both out.